The PS5 definitely has been kind of beat up on the outside. I mean, not too bad, but definitely has some spots that are a little questionable. The seller said the HDMI port has already been replaced, which is a little worrisome, honestly. Okay, it feels like it's actually on there pretty good. They did say that there's a capacitor missing behind the HDMI port, but that shouldn't cause it to not show up on the screen. Let's get this plugged in and just test it real quick and see if it even goes to the white light. This video is sponsored by Wondershare PDF Element. More on them in a minute. With the power cord and HDMI cord plugged in, let's see if the disk drive has power. Okay, that's good news. Now the power button. Okay, the fan comes on, we got a blue light. But does it go to the white light? Okay, we do have a white light and we do have no signal. This is all great news. That means that theoretically this PS5 is fixable. Let's get it apart and see if we can figure it out. If you know anything about Facebook Marketplace, you never really know what you're gonna get. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the HDMI port looks like on the board of this PS5. I feel like it probably wasn't installed correctly, but we'll see. Oh, and this isn't good. It looks like this was infested with roaches at some point. Ah, I should have known. That's so disgusting. But let's hope that it's not too bad and it's something that we can clean enough to resell. But that automatically is going to bring how much I could get for this if I decide to resell it. It's going to bring that price down quite a bit, I think. If this is ever something you're trying to do yourself, pull on the back of the white plastic piece, not the cream-colored plastic piece that's attached to the motherboard. If you pull on this piece, you'll pull it off the board, and then you'll need to learn how to solder to get it back on properly. And I've already found a couple screws missing. This screw is missing, and this screw right over here is missing. That's never good news when you're looking at something that someone else has taken apart. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes that reflects the quality of their work. Hopefully it doesn't in this case. Okay, we got more nasty cockroachness over here. I'm just glad there's no live ones, at least not yet. Okay, let's see how bad the roach damage is on the board. Okay, not too bad so far. That's good news. I already see some pretty nasty burn marks over here on the new replaced HDMI port, so that should be interesting. Got to get this clamp off, then we can get the board out. Okay, let's check the condition of the liquid metal. And as usual, we're going to need to respread it. We've got a dry spot right here. But that's not what we're going to worry about right now. Let's have a look at this HDMI port. PDF Element version 9 by Wondershare is an easy PDF solution for all needs, whether you're a student, educator, engineer, or anywhere in between. PDF Element is a fast, affordable, and easy way to edit, convert, and sign PDFs across mobile, web, and desktop. But there's so much more to PDF Element. Not only can you read, annotate, create, and combine PDFs, it also features optical character recognition. With OCR, it can recognize text inside images like scanned documents and photos. You can e-sign PDF documents. No more printing, signing, scanning, and then having to redo it again. You can just do it all digitally. Wondershare PDF Element can extract data, text, and images from tables or forms. You can even password protect your PDFs to keep all your documents safe. Probably my favorite feature is the ability to convert to and from Microsoft Office formats. Since PDF Elements can convert to and from Microsoft Office formats, I can open the file no matter what format it is. PDF Elements is simple, affordable, flexible, and lightning fast. I'll put a link right in the description that'll take you right there. So it actually looks like all of these components are on there how they should be. I don't see any problems down here. Assuming this is actually a capacitor. I think it is. I think that's what it needs to be. We can test that here in a minute. But looking at all these pins, I see one pin that looks like maybe it's an issue. You see if you can spot it before I tell you. Starting over here. Let's just test each one. I'm just taking a metal dental pick, putting a little pressure on each pin. That will tell me if any are loose. If there is one loose, it will move when I push on it. Nothing so far. Until we get to that one. I'm not sure if that one pin is the only thing wrong here, but it could be. So I'm gonna fix that one pin and then put it back together enough to test and see if that was it. Prices on eBay for used PS5s right now are going for $500 to $600. Since I only paid $375 for this and the port only costs $5, I would have potential to make some decent profit as long as I can actually fix it and there hasn't been permanent damage to the HDMI port. And there we go. Now let's just recheck that pin. It is nice and solid now. Got some flux in here we need to clean off. Okay, so I'm gonna get that cleaned up, then we'll get this thing put back together and see if it'll work. So as with most PS5s that I take apart, this liquid metal needs to be respread. And then once I get that done, I'll also put on some extra liquid metal just to make sure that we have the perfect amount and that it's perfectly spread. And now we also have the perfect amount. Let's get this thing back together. Now, while I'm assembling this thing, might as well add the extra screws that whoever fixed it before didn't replace, just so it's back together how it should be. Not that all these screws are needed. I mean, that's clear. And now the disk drive can go in. And now with that installed, we can install this mid-frame piece. I can get all these screws in and replace all the screws that were not there that should have been there. So we have it almost all back together with almost all the screws that are supposed to be in it. There is at least one screw that I did not install because I don't have the one I need. Tell me in the comments if you notice where it is. Let's check out these cover plates. I think they need a little bit of a cleaning though. Now, almost every time I'm doing some cleaning on a console, I get lots of comments saying how I should use things like Magic Eraser. So on this PS5 cover, I'm gonna use a Magic Eraser and see how well it cleans. And I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty good. Maybe I should listen to you guys more often, huh? Nah. So that worked pretty well on the top cover. Let's try it on the bottom cover. There's a lot of dust and it almost looks like maybe some smoke damage on this part. I don't think the camera's really picking it up that well, but those you can definitely see on camera really well. Okay, that's working decent. I think probably what will work better for the parts that we really need to scrub is this green scrubber. And those marks are almost completely gone between a mix of the Magic Eraser, the scrubber brush, and the dental pick. So now just got to get the outside of this clean, and then we'll be ready to install the plates. Will this PS5 work after all that work? Let's find out. Again, the only thing I did to this, other than clean it and install some of the extra screws, is solder that one pin on the HDMI port. Also, tell me in the comments if you think I was ripped off on this one. This PS5 was not listed as ever having insects in it, so in my opinion, that's a misleading listing, but tell me what you think in the comments. Let's turn it on and see if it's gonna work. Okay, we got a blue light. Oh, we have a black screen. This is good. Come on. Yeah, there we go. We got the PS logo. That means that the display is working just fine. So this PS5 is fixed. Obviously, I need to do some more testing on it to make sure everything works. But so far, this PS5 is all fixed. Once again, I paid $375 for it, and it's worth about $400 to $500, although it did have cockroaches in it, so it's probably gonna be maybe in the $450 range. If you like this type of video, you'll probably like the video where I bought a PS5 that was in a house fire and tried to fix that one. I'll leave that link up on your screen now so you can come hang out with me over there and see if I could fix it. Thank you again to our sponsor today, Wondershare PDF Element. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a good one.